Hello everyone, this is I, Koppa Noko, and today we are doing another chapter in our interview series, Koppa RB Talk Show, where we interview people that I like or famous people that some of you might know and some of you might not know. And this person we're gonna interview today is the owner of the account that many Nintendo fans and Mario fans and even some of the Medium fans follow, named Depths of the Super Mario Wiki, a page that it's more like publish a lot of stuff involving the Mario Wiki. I don't want to say much, but here it is. The sound effects, clapping sound effects that will be added later. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Pleasure to be here.
So, how are you today? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. College is going well. Second semester of sophomore year, so finals are coming up. That'll be something to look forward to always. The account is a good way to kind of distract myself from some real life things going on, college things. So, couldn't be happier right now.
Can you introduce yourself a little bit for the audience who might not know you yet?
Absolutely. So, I go by a few different names. I go by the Green Star Collector or Green Star, but you probably know me by my account on Twitter, Depths of Super Mario Wiki. I created the account on January 5th, 2024, so it's been just over a year now, which is crazy to me. I follow a format very similar to the Depths of Wikipedia account, which you may know about, that posted on Twitter, and it's a little less active these days, unfortunately, but they also post on Instagram and apps like that. So I'm very similar to that account as well as the Super Mario Facts account. It's kind of like a combination of the two. So I'll post like funny images, funny captions from the Super Mario Wiki, some fun facts like behind the scenes stuff, and just kind of hope that everyone enjoys it and finds it interesting.
So, what inspired you to make this account? Because it is very rare to see, Mario related stuff on Twitter. Usually it's from, other franchise like Sonic the Hedgehog, Fortnite, etc., etc. Like, why? Why did you start this account?
Well, Mario has been with me pretty much my whole life. It's the franchise that I would say I'm the most familiar with. So that's why I feel comfortable, going to the Super Mario Wiki, pulling some of these images, because then if anyone has a follow-up question, I could answer those as well. And I used to be a pretty active editor around, the 2019-2020 era. Sort of around the time of the pandemic, I sort of drifted away to focus on schoolwork, but I still come back every now and then to try to help out, especially when there's a new game coming out and there's a bunch of different articles we need to make for that.
What would you say is the most difficult thing about in the account, like the Super Mario Wiki, the Depths of Super Mario Wiki? What's the most difficult thing for you? Like, is there something that is hard for you to do? Like, search for the information, the images, etc., etc.?
I see. Well, I do sometimes have a fear of running low on information or running out of information, but I don't think that's something that I have to be too scared about because, there's always going to be new Mario games coming out, new systems coming out, so that means new articles on the wiki, so I don't have too many worries about that. I'd say something that's been pretty difficult for me has been, trying to maintain the account, like post pretty regularly. If you've been following along with me, you know that I try to post pretty daily. I'll do 2 to 3 times a day. But then there are days where, I'll have like personal obligations and I'll be away from the account for a while. So I always try to make up for that too, though. I'll post a little more frequently the next day or, something like that.
So, how was the first years of the account? I mean, the account is not that old. It's from last year, right? Am I right?
Yeah, January 2024. It was pretty interesting because when I first started the account, it was just kind of, a fun little hobby. I wasn't expecting too much traction, and I didn't really get too much traction on most of my posts. It would just be maybe, a few likes per post. Nothing really too interesting I was posting, so kind of worked both ways there. And then there would be some tweets that were like very successful, and I would get a sudden burst of followers from that, and that sort of built up over time to where I am now. So I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, like I said, I would usually post something, it would get some traction for maybe a couple hours if I was lucky, and then it would die down. And I'm in a spot where, tweets do tend to die down, but they'll get a little more traction at this point, definitely.
Yeah, because recently people have been, the whole Twitter drama, and they've been like switching to other platforms, like I forgot the name of one, Blue Sky, I think it was called.
Blue Sky, yeah. I know there was like Blue Sky, Mastodon, and there's I know there's a bunch of other alternatives that people are turning to, and I definitely don't blame them.
Yeah, a lot of things have been happening on Twitter. Well, X, like, I don't like that name.
Whatever you want to call it. It's no different to me.
I have noticed that in your account, many famous Nintendo content creators have been following you. Like, I don't mean like normal, like popular Nintendo content creators. And I want to know, like, how do you feel about that? Like, now, like, on tiny people, more small. I mean, small content creators follow you, but also big content creators follow you.
Yeah, I mean, it is great to have that variety. You know, I love interacting with pretty much all my followers. It doesn't matter if they have a small following or a large following. And I know we were just saying some people have been turning away from the site lately, and that always saddens me when I see a tweet saying they're going to leave, or I realize that they've been inactive for a while and they're not coming back. But as you were saying, with the larger accounts following me, that's always shocking to see, because I've been followed back by the No Context Super Mario account. I've been followed back by the actual Depths of Wikipedia account, which was amazing because they were my main influence. So I was so excited when that happened. And I think it's just great to be part of the community, honestly. That's another reason that I created the account. I wanted sort of a venue to post about all this video game Mario content. So I'm really happy that I'm getting noticed. And I feel like I can contribute to whatever new games are coming out and the overall excitement in the Mario community.
That's very fascinating, actually. And I'm very happy that you like doing this because, some people who do accounts similar to that, they usually just do it because, attention, or they don't have nothing to do. But you actually do it because you like the things you do.
Yeah, I have had some concerns about burnout, but I really haven't experienced that. It's just always been an enjoyable experience.
So when did you become a Mario fan? Like, we know you're a Mario fan, that he's been there your whole life, but like, how did you start to be a fan? Like, I mean, like, not liking the character, but like being a fan of it. Like, when did it start?
Let's see. Well, Mario has been with me pretty much my whole life, to be honest, as far back as I can remember, because I live in a pretty safe household, I would say, when it comes to, the type of content I view, video games, television shows, everything. So that was the kind of media that I grew up on. I would do Mario Kart, Mario Party. The Super Mario Galaxy games were a major part of my childhood. And that's just sort of, as new games have come out, that interest has just sort of blossomed.
How much would you say you know about Mario? Like, like between 1 and 10%, like, how much would you say you know about the lore, the characters, the creation? Like, how much would you say?
Oh, you know what? I would probably give myself a 7 for that. 7 to 8 for that, to be honest with you. I feel like I would know a little bit more, definitely a lot more than the casual player, somebody who's just dipping into the game for the first time. But there's definitely more for me to learn because, I certainly don't have access to all of the consoles, either due to cost or, I just can't get my hands on them. I don't have access to some games because I don't have the consoles for them. So in those cases, if I can't get my hands on the game itself to, develop the interest in that, I'll usually look to the Super Mario Wiki for that information, or a Nathaniel Bandy video or something like that.
What?
Nathaniel Bandy, you know the account, right?
First time hearing it.
Interesting. He's a pretty popular YouTuber. He does a bunch of content on just random Mario games, like challenge videos, reaction videos. I would definitely check him out if you haven't.
What was his name again? Nathaniel Bandy.
Nathaniel Bandy, yeah.
Oh, I know him. He has the strange looking Mario 64, Nintendo 64.
Exactly, yeah. Super Mario 64. He's pretty known for that, I would say.
Man, I didn't know that was his name. Like, I used to watch him a lot. More of his ranking videos.
Oh yeah, those for sure. He does top 10s. Yeah, he's one of those YouTubers where I'll, watch a whole burst of his videos, maybe forget about it for a little while, and then a few months later I come back and watch them all again. Yeah.
Well, thank you for reminding me about him again, because I literally forgot about him. Like, I don't know how that happened. But thank you. It means a lot. And what are your thoughts about the recent Nintendo Direct? The last one. The Nintendo Switch Skill one?
I am just so excited for that, to be honest with you, for so many reasons. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, I am a college student. I have to wake up pretty early, and I didn't really get the opportunity to watch it live. I would have loved to. But I was definitely on top of things. I was reading up on all the, the Mario Kart news, the new Donkey Kong game. I cannot wait for that. I was kind of holding out hope for a successor to Super Mario Odyssey, but this looks pretty close to it, so I guess I'll take it. Then you've got the Kirby Air Riders game. Looking forward to that as well. I never really was able to experience the original, but I hear it's kind of got a cult following right now, so I definitely hope that I can try that out one day. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to everything. I know there's a lot of uncertainty right now, unfortunately, with, the tariffs that were just put into place, the additional cost compared to the original system. So I'm kind of hoping that we can all just work around that,
Yeah, there's been a lot of drama and, a lot of things going on about that. Like, literally, that's been ever since they didn't show it. I think you had to go to the website to see how much it costs, but literally, like, every tweet I see right now is just people, being mad because of the overprice, and I can completely understand that. That's too much. Like, too
Oh, yeah,
much.
definitely.
Like, a lot for a normal, console. I mean, sure, there have been consoles who have been costing a lot, but, like, not that a lot.
Yeah, and the games are going to be a little pricier, too, by looks of it. I've heard, like, $70, $80 compared to the $60 for the Switch games. And I wouldn't mind that too much if the amount of content offsets that, And it looks like for this Mario Kart game, it kind of will. If they're throwing back all of these characters into it, doing the open world thing. So I don't have too many complaints about that part of it.
When the Kirby game, the racing one, got announced, I don't know if you didn't say you couldn't watch the full live stream, right?
Yeah, unfortunately not.
So in the live stream, like, if you see it in the live stream point of view, not in the normal trailer, like the point of view, I don't know if I was the only one who thought about this, but I thought that was a new Smash Bros. Trailer, like a new game.
Yeah, a lot of other people thought that too. I saw that. I did watch some reaction videos afterwards just because I love watching those compilations.
And I was like, wow, Smash Bros. Wait, I forgot which one now. 7? 6?
I don't even know. I would say number 6 if you want to count the because there was one for the Wii U and then one for the 3DS, but that was pretty much the same game. So people usually couple those two together, and then Ultimate. So yeah, I think it would be number 6.
So yeah, I was like, Smash Bros. Number 6, let's go, and then was like, oh, it's another Kirby game. But I'm still hyped.
But I'm sure before long we're gonna get another Smash Brothers game, though. I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty sure. Although sometimes I wish, like, sometimes games trilogy, they stay, like, don't have, like, that many games, because sure, Smash Bros. Is, like, successful and all, but, like, what else can they show? Like, they show everything in Ultimate.
Yeah.
Like, they could add new characters, but that would be, like, too much.
I know they've got quite a few these days, so I'm good with whatever, as long as there's one for me.
And as long as, they do a great job at the game, because, we don't want a awful Smash Bros.
Of course. I don't want an unfinished game either. That's kind of been a concern of mine these days, too.
Yeah. And do you have other interests, or do you just like Mario?
Oh, like I mentioned, there were a couple of things that interested me about the trailer that just happened. I'm not too into a lot of other video game franchises, like Final Fantasy. I never really got too into that, unfortunately. Not even Pokemon, really, because I haven't really got my hands on any of those games yet, though that is an interest of mine. I picked up some cards recently, and I know it's been a while since that was a whole trend, but I found that pretty fun. The Kirby franchise is probably runner-up to the Mario one for me. I've got, Kirby Planet Robobot, Kirby Triple Deluxe, Star Allies, Forgotten Land, of course, and there's going to be DLC for that, too, I heard in the trailer. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see what the next direction they're going to take is. I know we've got the, like we just said, the Kirby Star Riders coming out, but I'm wondering if the next mainline game is going to be similar to Forgotten Land. Is it going to be another side-scroller? Yeah.
Are you excited for the Mario movie too?
I certainly am. Yes, I'm. There were. I really enjoyed the original one. I know people kind of said that the plot was a little basic for them.
What?
I
The
had.
90s?
I know. Yeah, there's always discourse about it on Twitter, elsewhere. I had absolutely no issue with it, to be honest. I just loved seeing the characters, the locations, all the Easter eggs with like the old councils and everything. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the sequel to it. There's a couple of characters that I kind of missed that were in the first one that I hope return for the second one. Bowser Jr., I know, was not in the first one, to my knowledge. You didn't have the Koopalings. We're in Waluigi. I definitely hope they're in the second one. But yeah, I guess we're just going to have to wait for more details on that.
Wait, so you like the 90s Mario?
Oh, not... I haven't seen it, but I've heard things about it. Not usually good things, so...
I got scared for
I'll
when...
have to watch it one day, though, for sure. Just to see. Maybe I'll like it. You never know. Maybe it'll be better than the 2023 one.
Oh no. Oh no. You heard that? You heard that? The depths of Mario Wiki is gonna like the Mario 90s movie.
Yep. I'm sorry, guys. You can feel free to unfollow. Just get rid of me. Do whatever you need to do.
So, I thought, like, earlier, I thought you were talking about the 90s when I was like, wow, I never heard someone say so many positive things about the most hated Mario
critical
movie.
acclaim. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some funny parts to it, I would say. It's kind of seeing how they just pulled together whatever they could. But I understand why it wasn't a critical or commercial success like they were hoping.
Would you say that you can, like, for example, like, if Nintendo call you, well, that would be a surprise because Nintendo barely calls.
It certainly would be. I would be shocked.
Like, Nintendo barely calls any of their fans, but let's pretend they do. They call you. The year is, wait, let me search it up when the Mario movie got, in development. Wait. When?
Yeah.
When did the Mario movie... Wow, Google is low. When did the Mario movie start production? 2020. Well, that's what Google says. Okay, I might be wrong. Google sometimes is wrong too. So, if it was in 2020, please don't cancel me. If Nintendo call you in 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Hey, we wanted to know if you could like write the movie because we don't like the script that we have right now." What would you tell them?
Oh, gee. That would depend whether it's rewriting the whole script or if I just have to write a scene or two. I feel like that would be fun to do. I would probably, like I was just saying, there were a bunch of characters that I was hoping to see in the first one that weren't there. I would just probably throw them all into that one scene if I was given the choice.
So, let's say that you rewrote the whole movie. Well, not the whole one, because there's some scenes that are like pretty good in the movie. The origin story,
definitely.
I love it. Like, in my opinion, I love the origin, like how they got there. I mean, I wish Luigi got the Mushroom Kingdom too, because it's a Mario Bros. Movie, not just Mario. But
yeah,
I can completely understand why they did that. But
yeah, and they've contradicted the origin story for the characters a few times, so I think they just did the best with what they could.
So you rewrote the whole film. There's an origin movie. Of course, an origin because because this is the first time in years that Mario has been in the big screen, and of course we need a origin story, like how Mario got there. And it might be difficult because some might say, "Oh, the Mushroom Kingdom has always been there," but you had to like rewrite a few stuff like history and all that kind of stuff, like how it managed to be there. Like Detective Pikachu. Like the Pokemon have always been there, and they had like show a whole montage of the human history with Pokemon. So I was wondering if you could do the Mario movie in your own style, how would it be?
I see. You mean in terms of rewriting the origin story for the characters?
Yes.
I think it would be pretty interesting if we saw an angle like with the Yoshi's Island series, because I know that's one that kind of flies under people's radars, but they do sort of establish an origin story for the characters there. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi landing on Yoshi's Island. I know we got to see some Yoshi in the original film, or I guess the 2020s one, but it was pretty brief, and they had that after credit scene, but we didn't really get to see too much else of him or any of the other Yoshis. So I feel like that could have been a pretty cool scene if we just got it anywhere, toward the beginning, maybe like a flashback somewhere along the way. If we could get to see some some of Kamek's background too. I feel like there would be a lot of potential there.
So basically, the origin story would be like a flashback type of thing, like in the past, not present.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have to take up too much time either. I feel like as long as we get the origin story down for the characters, everyone that they've known along the way, we'll be good.
So it'll be like a tiny origin story, like, oh, there's Mario and Luigi when they were young, and there's them now.
Yeah, it'll be brief, and then we can get right into the rest of the plot, which I wouldn't change too much about, honestly. I really had no issues with the plot.
The only issue I had is I know it sounds weird that I might say this, is like the changes they did, like a few changes,
Yeah.
Maybe because I got used to it, because when you play a Mario game, people get used to saving Princess Peach, but now the roles change. Mario has to save Luigi, it's difficult to get used to, but when you watch the movie, you get used to it pretty quickly.
Yeah. What was I'm trying to think of something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah. I was kind of hoping to see a little bit of Luigi's Mansion action in there. I feel like one or two scenes definitely would have benefited. I would have loved to see a little bit more of that before the actual rescue scenes. But I don't really have too much of an issue with the whole swapping roles thing. We have seen, games like Super Princess Peach from 2005, the same year I was born. There were, let's see. Yeah, I feel like that showed that she was, independent character, able to rescue them, so I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not like I had a problem with it. It's just, after so many games, because of the same, story, because I'm not saying that all Mario games have the same story, but I'm talking about, the main ones, the more 2D, saving the princess, and blah, 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 the whole... It's difficult to get
Even
used to.
Super Mario Odyssey, the whole, stopping the wedding between Bowser and Princess Peach. They haven't really quit the formula after so long.
They kind of did in Mario Wonder, kinda. I mean, kinda. But
yeah, that's a good point.
But other than that, like I said, when I watched the movie, it was difficult because long Mario fans expect the story to be similar to the games. Well, that's what everyone expects in an adaptation, similar, accurate. That's what I meant, accurate.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every form of Mario media, I feel like, has revolved around Mario or a character close to him rescuing somebody. We saw it with Super Mario 3D World, it's the Sprixie Princesses. The Mario movie, it is, of course, Luigi. So I guess I'm not too surprised by that storyline.
Yeah. Overall, it's a good movie.
I would say so, too. I was satisfied, and I hope that the second one is just as good, if not even better.
What do you think about, okay, this might get some people mad because, fandoms being fandoms. I mean, every fandom has their own groups, even the Mario community one. But what is your opinion about some blue, let's make it dramatic. You have to pretend that you don't know him, okay?
Okay.
About a blue hedgehog and red shoes who runs very, very fast.
I see. Something comes to mind for that, definitely.
Who could it be?
Who? I have no idea. Yeah, I know there's always been some weird turmoil between the franchises. I get that they're very different lore behind them. I have to say that's not really one of the franchises that I've ever been interested in. I know the the bare basics of that. Blue hedgehog, runs fast, collects rings. I think I had one game in the series 10 years ago, and I no longer have it, so yeah. I can totally respect, these fandoms being in their own little boxes, wanting to interact with people from other fandoms, and I feel like the video game community as a whole needs to stay strong. We need to be there for each other,
Exactly. Have you watched the 3 movies from that blue hedgehog? Sonic the Hedgehog, by the way.
I watched the first one, and unfortunately I never really got around to watching the others. Or that, I think a spin-off about a red echidna?
Knuckles, dude.
Yes.
Man, a lot of people are gonna get mad. It's actually Knuckles the Kidnap, pal. Listen,
yeah. Did you watch all those movies though?
Oh, I did, and I like them more of the third one. Like if you watch them in well, there's no correct order. It's like it's normal order if you say that. If you could say because it's not like a like you know how recent movies have a whole cinematic universe, prequels, normal, and sequels. Star Wars. um, the Sonic movies are more like easy. They don't have like prequels, spin-offs. They just have like 1, 2, Knuckles, and then 3. That's it. You know, it's very easy
I
to watch.
appreciate that though, because there's some, casual viewers who aren't going to know the whole synopsis behind this franchise, so I totally get that.
That's why I like when movies have like a normal order, and then just they don't just have, oh, you have to watch this movie that came like 20 years later, and then watch the original that came like a lot of years prior, and then you have to watch a sequel that no one likes, but hey, you have to watch it, and then you have to watch some spin-offs, some tiny characters that no one cares about.
Yep, just go in order.
And sure, I have done that before, and respect for those who do it because you have to have a lot of time to do that. But like, in my opinion, that's very, very too much homework. Too much homework. Can you imagine? Oh, I'm done watching this film. You have to watch the spin-off of a character that you just watched like 1 second on screen to understand the other one. Like, come on.
Yeah. Or prior to watching the movies, you have to take a whole test just to make sure you know enough to appreciate it.
And that's why sometimes when it comes to choose a character or fandom, I usually choose the fandom that has an easy homework. Like it's not that difficult,
Yeah, for sure.
For example, I'm a fan of.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, there are franchises like the Mario one where it seems very basic on like a surface level, and then over time, as you play more games, you interact with the community a little bit more, you get to know more about it. You get to know about the characters' personalities, any spin-offs, so that's always an aspect of that I enjoyed.
For example, I like Mario, Sonic. Well, gaming. I'm not talking about movies, okay?
Yeah.
Because movies
we're back to the gaming.
For gaming, I like Mario, Sonic, Doom. I don't know if anyone knows Doom, the Doom guy, and I also like Pokemon. And sure, you can say that the Pokemon one has a lot of timeline, whole order, but like, I feel like those games are more like when you play it, you understand more where is it based, the setup, and all that kind of stuff. It's not like you had a lot of homework, Like the game tells you where it is.
And I know we were just saying about this with movies too, but I appreciate it when you can just jump into a video game with no prior knowledge of any of the games before it or after it.
Exactly. That's why I really like games like the games I like, of course, because you can just play them and you don't have to like study for it. Something that recent movies have, fault sometimes because you have to like study a whole lot. Like a company that we all know and love called what is it called again? It's red and white. Wait, I have a toy of them. Marvel. Yes, that company. They have too many movies, too many shows, and I'm like, come on. That's why I quit. I was a Marvel fan, and I don't like. You ever heard of Marvel?
I have, yeah. Terribly sorry about that. Got something stuck in my throat there. Sounds like I still do. Yeah, I know that they've got a whole bunch of movies coming out. It seems like almost every moment. I never really got too into it, unfortunately, but I understand that there's quite a lot of lore behind, every story. So I appreciate the ones who do come out and see each film, trying to get more information about it.
That's why, like I said, it's better to have not too many stuff involving the lore than actually having a lot. It's not bad, but sometimes it can be exhausting.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a whole mountain of, stuff that I need to know in advance, but I feel like a few Easter eggs here and there are totally acceptable and fun.
Anywho, it's time for a commercial break. We're gonna show
amazing.
Huh?
I said amazing.
We're gonna do a quick commercial break, and this is gonna show the trailer that you made at your Twitter account.
Oh, beautiful.
And sure, it's short. It's only like how long is it again?
About like 30 seconds.
30 seconds long, so you can have an idea of the things he does in his account. If you want to follow him, the link will be in the description. And see you after the commercial report. Welcome back from that quick trailer. He didn't show a lot, but that's necessary for a good introduction. So, my friend, what are nicknames that people know you as? Because I don't think they just know you as the Mario Wiki guy.
Yeah. Well, definitely, I'd say my most popular one, or the one that most of my followers would know me as, is Defs of Super Mario Wiki, or Defs of Mario Wiki. But I also go by the Green Star Collector. That's my Wikipedia editing username. I use it for a couple other things too. And Green Star, which is my alias on the Super Mario Wiki. And I'm not too sure why I decided on a slight difference between the two, but that's just worked out for me so far.
So I don't know if any of them know this, but you're actually in Wikipedia.
That is correct.
So how did that happen? Explain, like, how do you work for them, or like what happened?
I see. Well, unfortunately, Wikipedia's editors, it's a volunteer job. You don't exactly get paid for it. I think unless you're part of the Wikimedia Foundation, which I am not at this moment. Maybe I will be one day. So this is like all volunteer work, just work that I do for fun. And the main reason I do it is just because I want people to, get the information that they're looking for, or they might not know about. So I'll edit about, on the Super Mario Wiki, I'll create articles about games or franchises, like subgenres of the Mario world that interest me, be that a Super Mario Maker level or something from Yoshi's Crafted World. And then on Wikipedia, I also do video game content, but I also do stuff like politics, which is a whole other, can of worms. I do true crime and pretty much current events I do as well. And I'm able to do that, and other people are able to help me out as well on both sites. And then we can communicate, and then, we can work on projects together. It's just great on either site.
You even got a recognition.
Yes, I have. I've gotten a few of them, and that feels good too, because it's good to know that there are people who see my work. Even if it's just a brief moment of thanks, I always appreciate it. And I'll usually return the favor too. If they do work that I enjoy and that I appreciate and helps me, I will happily return the favor.
How many awards from Wikipedia have you got?
I see. From Wikipedia, I've gotten something known as the Precious, which is a nice little gem you get. It's just like a token of appreciation. I got it for my work on Mario Party articles mainly, as well as my, everyone owns the articles basically, or no one owns the articles, depending on how you look at it. I worked on the Yoshi's New Island article. I'm currently trying to get that to featured article status. It's currently... So on the Super Mario Wiki, we know that there are featured articles, and they represent the best work of the community. And on Wikipedia, there's two layers to that. There's good articles, which means you've done a lot of work to that, and then there's featured articles. And featured articles on Wikipedia are basically perfect articles. Everything is verified, everything is fair, there's a citation for everything. So it's a lot of work, but it feels like it's worth it for, people definitely enjoy it when it gets to appear on the main page, which they show one a day. A while ago, they were able to show the one for Mario Party DS, which I was able to help bring to featured article status, previously good article status. And that was a good feeling because there were people talking about it. I was able to post about it. Joey Perleone, the guy who does the Mario Party DS anti-piracy stuff, was able to see that. And it's just a great feeling.
Wow. Like, how do you feel being on Wikipedia? Because I feel like that had been a dream of some of us. Like, not everyone, but like some, like, search their name and be like, oh, that's me. Wow.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
It's definitely a lot of responsibility, but like I was just saying, there's a lot of rewards to it as well. You have to be very accurate in what you report. You have to be very courteous and patient with your other editors. So, yeah, definitely some risks to it, but I would say that it pays off. And you get to feel like you're helping out a bunch of people because people all over the world use the site, you know?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it is, I think, blocked in certain countries because they're part of a regime that doesn't want them to see it, unfortunately, or it's just banned for some other reason. And that always kind of aggravates me, I have to say, because you're just preventing people from seeing the information.
Have you ever met one of the developers from the Mario Wiki, like the owners? Because I know there's a lot of a lot of leaders and editors and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh, yeah,
have you ever
definitely.
met them?
Not in person or like on a close level, unfortunately, but I do know quite a few of them. The leadership positions have changed a little bit since I returned to the site, but I'd say like most of the people I already knew are still there. You've got administrators, you have got bureaucrats, and then you have the proprietor, who I think is I'm trying to remember his name, Steve Shin, I believe is his name, or Purple Montage. He's known by either one. And yeah, I'm hoping to. Hopefully, you know, people who are part of that, whether they're just standard users or the proprietor, they know that I'm trying to help out the Super Mario Wiki and not promote it in a bad light. You know.
Do you want to shout out to anyone that you know?
Oh, let's see. Definitely, I would say. There's quite a few editors who've helped me over the years. They've all shown patience with me, and I greatly appreciate that. Because, like I said earlier, I joined the Super Mario Wiki at a pretty young age, probably a little younger than I was supposed to be. I don't think there's an age limit or anything to you joining. But, yeah, over the years, I got a lot better with, you know, communicating with other people and just editing in general. If there were a couple editors that I had to shout out, I would say Scrooge 200 is one on there. They helped me with a lot of Paper Mario stuff. And they've got their hands on, like, scripts for the game and the code behind it, to my knowledge. And they offered to share that with me, too, at one point, which I appreciate. And then there's the Deep Fried Cabbage. That's another Super Mario Wiki editor who I was pretty close with for a while. We worked together on the Yoshi's Crafted World articles. We would kind of switch off between, you know, the levels and the worlds behind the game. At one point, I think we were doing, one of us was starting at the beginning and doing the levels from there, going left to right. And then the other started with the final level, and we were going left from there. And then we were going to sort of meet in the middle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of ways to tackle, because when a new game comes out, you know, you've got to create articles for the characters, the locations, the items in the game. So it's really interesting for me to see some of the ways that that's been tackled over the years. Like with the Brothership game or the Mario Party Jamboree that came out. There were, for a while, there were some missing articles for, you know, some mini games and some missions in Brothership. And over time, people, whether they were, you know, just one person who wanted to create a bunch of articles for one of those games, or somebody who just took the opportunity, which we also greatly appreciate when someone does that.
I heard. I know your secret.
Oh?
You are actually Baldy.
That is correct. All right.
Well, not the actual actor, because we don't have the contact of him. He's too busy.
Unfortunately not, no.
But you are Baldy.
Yes, in my own way.
You can do a Baldy expression, right?
I would say that I can. Somewhat of a good one. All right. Welcome back to Baldy's Basics in Education and Learning. That's me.
Wow! Yeah,
Thank you.
If you are planning to do a Baldi's fan series or animated series or anything, call this guy. He's available.
Yep, I'm right here. I'll try not to inconvenience you too much. Yeah, I've tried to do a little bit of... I'll happily do it for free, as long as I'm able to help out with the project. Sorry, I was just going to say that I do the occasional voice acting. I tend to be pretty good at high-pitched characters for reasons that you could probably tell by now. Yeah, just something I wanted to share.
Wait, you do voice acting?
I kind of engaged with it for a little while, just for some franchises that I was into, like Mario ones. If I could voice a character like Yoshi or Shy Guy, that would be pretty good for me. So I would try to do that too.
What project have you been into?
Nothing really yet. I've applied for some, but either the project sort of didn't pan out, or it just never really came together. They didn't get enough voice actors because a lot of projects, like a musical for a game or some other adaptation of a game, they can require dozens of actors for it. And I totally understand the process behind that, but it can be difficult to pull it together. And then, if a voice actor quits from the project or they're not able to get in contact, that's a whole other thing. You got to replace them. So I hope one day I can be part of something like that.
Wait, so you never been into any projects?
Not yet, unfortunately. Maybe one day.
For anyone who's watching this, call him. He needs to be famous. He needs to be the next I forgot the name. I don't know, but you should be the next indie guy.
Yep, working my way up.
You know the indie animation?
There's quite a few of them. I don't know the name, unfortunately. I probably do though.
So there's this guy called Michael. Let's call him Michael because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Michael. Let's say call him Michael. Michael.
Okay.
Michael is in every single indie animation project. Like he's in every single one. Oh, that's a new indie animation. Boom, he's there. Oh, that's a nice animation. He's there. You should be the next Michael. Like your voice is gonna be everywhere. Can you imagine that?
Oh, I can only dream.
Like a whole competition. Like how would you feel? Like a competition with the guy who appears in every single independent animation and you. Can you imagine a competition?
I could not. I'm trying to like recall who you're talking about. Maybe somebody in the comments can point it out for us.
Let's see if I can. Let's see if Google Translate can actually pronounce his last name better.
Sure.
Michael. Wow, Google Translate isn't working. Please work.
Wow.
Google Translate isn't Google Translate because it's the only app that Google can talk. Well, it is taking a while. Hey Google, who is the guy who appears in most indie animations?
Michael Kovac.
What? That's not. Repeat it.
Michael Kovac.
Okay, Michael Koppa. You don't know him?
I see. I have not heard the name, unfortunately.
But like I said, like that guy appears everywhere, like everywhere. He can be here right now. It can be you. It can be me. Like he's everywhere. But one day you will be the next Michael Kovac. You will be in every
We will have to see.
Can you imagine?
I'm really curious, honestly, what my career is going to be. I do some computer science work. That's my major currently. So I'm curious if I'm going to go into that. Social media, it's always a fun thing for me, but I don't know if I'll be able to make a career out of it one day unless I can devote all of my time and resources to it. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. There's a lot of things that I like to get done, but there's only so much time in the day,
Is there anything you want to promote? Like your YouTube channel, your Twitter account? I mean, everyone by now must know your Twitter account because, either you published the interview there or I did, but, promote anything you want.
I would say I'd just like to give a shout out to, the other Twitter accounts. I don't know if you got a chance to talk about this yet, but I was inspired by Depths of Wikipedia and the No Context Super Mario account, Super Mario Facts, and then there was one more, Super Mario Broth. That's a pretty popular blog, Twitter account, everything. That account was one of my main influences for a while because I loved the sort of serious tone that they would use for a lot of non-serious topics in the Mario realm, and that was something that I sort of tried to emulate with my account, And I got to a place eventually where I was able to take on my own style while also kind of adapting from all of the accounts that I mentioned. So that's just a good feeling, making a name for myself.
Makes sense. So, a few questions more before we end the interview. Let's rank every single Mario character, shall we? Are you ready?
I'll do my best. There's quite a few.
Let's go to the main characters, the main cast.
Of course.
But since I don't remember all the names, let's go on Google. Well, I do know some. I'm joking. Let's do from 1 to 10. We're gonna rank them to 1 to 10.
Ooh, should I get a piece of paper? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep track of them all. Maybe I will.
Okay, give a piece of paper. Go. Put
Beautiful.
a list of 10.
I'll do my own ranking, like Nathaniel Bandy.
I'll tell you names, and you're gonna put them in numbers, like who will be the first, second, you know.
All right, beautiful. Got my paper and my water.
Okay, let's start with this character, Luigi.
Ooh. Let's see. So is this a blind ranking? Am I just going to hear the character and then I put them at a certain rank?
Yes.
I see. Well, that is a great character for me. Very fleshed out, especially recently. Love the the Luigi's Mansion trilogy. Hoping we get another one of those one day, and they haven't run out of ideas. So I'm gonna go number 3 for that one.
You heard that, Luigi fans? He put them in number 3. Let's cancel him. I'm joking. They put Luigi in number 3. You know, usually people...
Safe spot. Don't wanna hurt too many people with this one yet.
Bowser.
Bowser. Let's see. I mean, definitely an understandable character too. Definitely the perpetual villain, but I enjoy the moments like Bowser's Inside Story where you kind of get to know more, take on the role of that character. I think I'm gonna go number 4 for that one.
Okay, no number 1 yet. Okay, that's good.
Not yet. I'm leaving that one for, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we get to a character like that.
Peaches, Princess Peach.
Ooh, I see. Well, don't know too much about that character compared to some of the others. Like I said, I know that she's gotten a couple games of her own. There was Super Princess Peach from 2005. I don't know how I missed Princess Peach Showtime from... I'm really losing track of time. I don't know if that was from 2024 or 2023. Do you happen to remember that?
I think that was last year.
I think you're right. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of games recently I've just been, purchasing them, getting them, and then they just end up on a shelf because I'm too busy with personal life. I'm going to go with 7 for that character.
Toad! Okay, that was the worst impression. Toad! Toad, yeah, Toad.
Ah, Toad. I definitely appreciate that character. And I know, kind of like you were just saying, some people view him as a little annoying. I'm trying to think. Where do I want to put him? I'm gonna go number 2 for that one.
Oh, let's go!
Yep, still gotta leave number 1 though for that one perfect character.
Daisy, my wife. I mean Daisy. Yes, of course, Daisy. Not my wife. Okay.
Daisy is an interesting character to me because she debuted, I know, in Super Mario Land, the original game. Yeah, and for that reason, I always kind of viewed her as a reskin of Peach, because I know, like, in that game, they didn't use a lot of the standard characters that you would usually use, and then I was surprised to see that she really kind of came into prominence, especially recently. I know that she primarily appears for, like, the sports games. Let's see. I think she was in Mario Wonder too.
Yes, as a playable character.
Yeah, so that's good to see that they're kind of expanding the playable cast. So I'm gonna go 1 tier below Peach. I'm gonna do number 8 for that one.
Rosalina, my other wife. I mean, another character, of course.
Oh, she is such a fun character. And, I've mentioned earlier the Super Mario games have such a personal connection to me. I love her storyline. I love reading the storybook. It's gotten me choked up a couple of times, I must say, just reading it and hearing the music shift and we find out the truth behind her mother. Yeah. But at the same time, she's not much of a saturated character either. She kind of just appears when she needs to be. So I'm going to say number 5 for that one.
Which numbers do we have left?
Let's see. We've got number 1, still holding out some hope for that one. Number 6, number 9, and number 10.
4. We have 4 numbers left?
We have 4 numbers yet. Yes.
Okay, this Yoshi and Bowser Jr.
I see. Yoshi, number 1 spot. I was waiting on that character. Yep. I don't know. There's just something about that character. Like I said, I was hoping to see more of him in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Hopefully, the second one. I'm a big fan of the Yoshi's Island games. I love the platformers. What else? Yeah, there's nothing too much else I have to say. He is the Kirby of the Mario franchise, if that makes sense to you. And then the other one, Bowser Jr. I've never really been too interested in that character, I gotta be honest with you. I love the relationship between him and Bowser. I love that he's gotten a little bit more, in-depth to his character in recent years. I know with the Bowser's Inside Story remake, he had that whole side plot going on. And although that game didn't do too well, and I never really was too big of a fan of the battle system, especially how they just kind of brought it back from Superstar Saga, I appreciate that not only did they kind of explore his character a little bit more, I think they referenced it in the Brothership game that came out. So that's a really good sign to me, some of the character development there. Still, we've only got a few spots left. We have number 6, number 9, number 10. I'm going to go number 9 for that one.
Too low. But wait! There's one character we're missing. Oh man, I got a YouTube ad. I wanted to be dramatic and put like a random audio. I ruined the fun. This commercial is from the Mario Bros. 3, so we all know which commercial this is gonna be. There's one character that we're missing in this list, and his name is...
Wario, of course.
Mario!
I can't believe I got that right. I'm trying
Mario! The main character!
That as well.
Where are you gonna put him?
Oh god, kind of used up all of my spots toward the top. We've only got number 6 and number 10. I'm hoping number 10 is a little...
You can put more than 2 characters. You can put more.
I see. Oh, I didn't even know. Well, if I'd known that, probably would have gone a bit differently here, but, I do want to do one for each. I have to be fair and impartial. So I'm gonna put Mario, the star of the franchise, the star of the Super Mario Wiki, at number 6.
Wow!
Yep, hate on me.
That's too low. I haven't put a whole music for Mario. Mario! 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 Wait, I like this part. Here. He's back. Anyways, too much. How do you feel putting the main character in number 6?
Tough decision, I gotta say. Not sure why I did that in retrospect. I was just trying to be fair. But where would I really put him if I had the choice? Probably number 3. I still think that Yoshi... probably not Toad. Toad would probably be number 4 for me. Yoshi and Luigi kind of one-up Mario. Forgive my little figure of speech right there. Just slightly for me.
Why? What did Mario did to you? It sounds like Mario did something.
Nothing recently, but I'm sure for a lot of people he's their favorite, and I want to be special. I want to be different.
I want to do my own thing. Let's continue. Where's the last spot?
We got number 10.
That would be Yoshi's wife. Yeah, Yoshi's wife.
Oh, that'll be fun. Well, let's see. I really got to think about this one. But the only spot left is number 10. Sure, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I'm sure I probably already have, so we're doing number 10.
Would you like to send a photo of the list you just made?
I certainly will. I'll send that over.
So the photo of his list will appear on screen right now. And, well, that was fun. Let's do another one. Because that was not very...
Yeah. No Waluigi, tragically. He did not make his way into the list. I was kind of waiting for that one.
Do you want to do another one?
I would love to, yeah.
Okay, so on my screen, well, in the editing process, of course, it will appear the first list he did of his ranking of Mario characters. Now, this is the part 2, round 2. First, I'm gonna ask you, who do you ship Mario, like the main character? Like, do you know what ship means?
I certainly do, unfortunately. I'm all too aware of it.
So, who do you ship Mario with? Not Princess Peach. That's the rule. No peaches.
I see. Well, a lot of people say, I guess... Oh, God, now I'm thinking, too, because there's Daisy, which I probably wouldn't do because people say, there's probably something in there for Luigi. So that leaves 2 people for me, really. Okay, Rosalina...
Let's forget about Luigi.
Okay, he's out of the picture. Still, I don't think I would say Daisy. It would be, for me, either Rosalina or Pauline. because for Pauline, I appreciate, the original history behind Donkey Kong. I love kind of the resurgence of her character in Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Party Jamboree. I love to see her as a playable character. And then you have Rosalina, and I feel like, let's see, like I've just said, there's so much depth to her character. So either of those two I would be happy with. I could see reasons for both. I don't think I could choose between the two.
When I was a kid, I used to ship Mario and Vivian. You know who Vivian is?
I just remembered. Unfortunately, I think a lot of characters from I know Vivian is such an important character, but a lot of characters from the RPGs get swept under the rug.
But I was the only one who did it. I know there's some people who does it now because the whole 1,000 Year Dolls remake they made. I think remaster. I think they made a remaster, right? And people.
Yeah, they did.
They now doing Mario and Vivian shit, but back in the day, it was just me. I'm the veteran. It was just me. I was just myself.
Sorry about that. I just had to move somewhere.
But you heard what I said earlier?
I did, yeah.
Can you
and I totally did. I feel like you're definitely not the only one doing that, so.
So yeah, I would say well, not Vivian anymore because time, but my younger self would say Vivian. And hear me out. Hear me out. Are you ready?
I certainly am.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm joking. I'm joking. Pauline.
Wouldn't be the worst one.
Huh?
I said it wouldn't be the worst one. Yeah, I've heard a bunch of others that are way worse.
So I would either choose Pauline, or if I was younger again, of course, Vivian.
Yeah, solid choices right there. I didn't even consider Vivian. I really need to think more about kind of the secondary characters.
And I'm more especially talking about Mario because this list will involve that. So this part 2, right? Part 2. Are you ready? You have your numbers?
I certainly am. Let's hear part 2. Oh, yes. Let me get the paper.
Meanwhile, Mario Wiki gets the paper. We have to. This video has been sponsored by no one because I'm broke.
All right, I'm back with my paper, back with my top 10 list or however many we're ranking.
10. Again.
Beautiful.
Let's start again. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Yoshi again.
Yoshi again. I'm gonna give him number 1 again until I get a better character than Yoshi.
Wait, you heard that? You heard that?
Huh?
You heard that? You heard that?
Oh.
Mario! Again, Mario! Where you gonna put him?
Well, like I said last time, if I had the chance to at the time, I would have put him number 3, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do again. Number 3.
You're so evil. You're despicable.
I'm consistent, though. I fulfill my promises.
Pauline,
you say? Ooh, let's see. Well, got a few spots left open, of course. That is a good choice, though. I'm gonna go with number 5 for that one. Still in the top 5. We're good.
Wait, where did you put Pauline again?
Number 5.
Okay, let's continue. We have Wario time.
Oh, beautiful. Let's see. Well, where did I put him last time? Oh. Wait. He was not on the list, actually. So, let's see. Well, I still have the number 2 and number 4 spots, but I want to leave those open, I gotta be honest with you. So, I'm gonna do number 6 for that one. I feel like that's fair.
And then we have the only character who isn't in Smash as a playable character. You know who that is?
I tragically do.
Hallelujah. What? I forgot the song. Wait, let me search it up again. Wait, don't put him in the list. So, Waluigi song. Hallelujah. Here it is. Hallelujah. I think that was it. No, not Cheetos. Why am I getting ads? Come on, Waluigi. Are you ready?
Ready to hear it.
When does it start? Waluigi. Hallelujah. Okay, there it is. Hallelujah. 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 Where are you gonna put Waluigi?
First of all, that was beautiful. Never heard anything like that before. And, you know, I do feel bad, come to think about putting Wario in spot number 6. So, we're going to do number 4.
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know what near perfect character I'm waiting for number 2, but other options are 7, 8, 9, or 10. So, it's only going to go downhill from here.
Wait, how many numbers do we have left?
We got 5 left.
All the Koopa links. I'm not gonna say the names because those are long names. Well, difficult names, so all of them.
Ooh, all 7 of them. Huh. Jeez, let me write them out before I forget. Let's see. All right, sorry about the wait for that. Had to make sure I didn't forget any, and I did not, by looks of it. So the Koopalings, man, those characters. Well, like I said earlier, I was disappointed by the lack of them in the Super Mario Brothers movie. I do, for the most part, enjoy when they appear as bosses or mini-bosses. I know that kind of became an annoyance for a lot of people eventually, and I totally get that. I do enjoy seeing, some more original bosses. But yeah, and the whole history behind, them originally being Bowser's children, and then they're just sort of not for some reason. I guess we just cut them out of the family tree right there. So for every single one of them, I would go number 4, right next to Waluigi.
Let's go.
Yeah, I feel bad about my original list, people being so low on it. So I'm gonna make up for it.
So yeah, you can only add 2 characters. So number 4, you can add no more.
Oh, I see.
So let's continue. Koopa Troopas, green shell.
Oh, very specific there. Let's see. Well, I mean, they walk in a straight line. They've got green shells, so if they see a cliff, they're not going to avoid it. They're just going to walk straight off. R.I.P. Let's see. So for that reason, we're going to have to go number 7 for that one.
Blue shell Koopa.
Blue shell Koopa. Is that from the Mario movie or any other one in particular?
The Super Mario World.
Oh, Super Mario World. I haven't gotten to fully experience that game, unfortunately. What special ability does that shell have again?
I forgot. Let me search. Koopa Troopa Blue Shell abilities. Well, what makes them special?
Because I know Yoshi's able to eat like some Koopa Troopas, I think, and then depending on the color.
Well, they're just like normal Koopas, basically.
Oh, but nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're gonna go. Jeez. I mean, there's the color.
Let's remove the blue shell. Let's go to another blue shell Koopa for a better replacement.
Okay.
Koopa General from the Mario movie.
Beautiful. That's the one I thought of originally. Let's see. I really like the twist for that character, honestly, with them turning into the blue shell at the end, kind of sacrificing themselves. So, but I already have number 4, so I'm gonna go number 5 for that one because they were pretty integral character, I would say, supporting character.
Wait, where are you gonna put them again?
Number 5.
Now we're talking.
Yep.
How many do we have left?
Let's see. We've still got 2, 8, 9, and 10 are still vacant. Nobody's in those spots yet.
4?
Yeah, 4. 4 left.
Toes Wars.
Oh, God. R.I.P. to him. I'm still waiting for the one Mario game. You know what? Maybe the new Mario Kart game will be the time. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the last game because I know he's appeared in like all the remakes of Super Mario Sunshine and everything. He was a sticker, I'm pretty sure, in the Smash Brothers game, but yeah, they kind of just kind of threw his character away, yeah. Oh yeah, Dream Team. And then Toadbird is another one. He hasn't been brought up yet. I think his last appearance was probably Bowser's Inside Story, and I really liked his character too, so that kind of hurts to see. So I'm gonna go number 8 for Toadsworth on that one, just because we haven't gotten to see as much as I would have liked to.
Now, a Boo, an ordinary Boo, like ordinary.
An ordinary Boo. Ooh, that's one of my favorite enemy types, to be honest with you. I love all the variants of it. I love just the simple combat behind it. You just gotta turn around and then look back and so I'm gonna go number 3 for that one, right next to Mario.
Baby Bowser.
Oh yes, that one. So just Bowser in the past, basically. Not Bowser Jr. Bowser in the past.
Yep.
Let's see, where did I put Bowser Jr.? I put him on number 9. So, would it be fair to go the same, also number 9? It's either also number 9 or number 10. Because I prefer Bowser Jr. slightly more than Baby Bowser, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go number 9, just out of fairness.
Now let's go with more hard characters. King Boo.
Oh, King Boo. That's another great character for me. I already said that I love the Boos. He is obviously the leader of the Boos. I was always a little confused whether the King Boo that appears in Super Mario Sunshine is the same one, or if it's just, someone slightly different. I love his one.
Let's count it as the same one.
Okay, that works for me. You know what? He's just gonna randomly appear in a casino. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, his role in the Luigi's Mansion games, definitely important. I think I'm gonna go number 2 for that one.
What?
Yep. And just for the record, I like to see a little bit more of his Luigi's Mansion design with the Dark Moon crown and everything. Got nothing wrong with the other one, but I'd just like to see it a little bit more frequently.
Let's see. What other character? Cappy.
Oh, Cappy. Let's see. Well, I still got the number 10 spot open. Somebody's got to go in there eventually.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. Well, I mean, Cappy, amazing character. I was kind of worried he was going to be one of those ones where, just appears in one game, one major game, and then you get a couple of random cameos of him in subsequent games. And it kind of looks like that's what's going to happen, but still, a great part of the game. I love the capture mechanic. So I'm going to go with number 5 for that one. Number 5 is still available.
Kamek.
Ooh. That's kind of a character that's a little inconsistent in appearances, I would say. You're not really sure if they're going to be a playable character or, if it's Mario Party, they might as well be the host. And kind of hard to distinguish them for the rest of, the Magic Koopas. But I think it's pretty clear nowadays when it's Kamek. So I'm trying to think about that one. I think I'm going to go number 6, right next to Wario.
Wait, what?
Yep. Wario and Kamek can hang out on the same tier.
How many do we have left?
Let's see. Well, I filled up each one. We've just got number 10 with nobody in it. So give me an awful character so I can put them there.
No, you wouldn't.
I gotta do somebody. You know what? Next character you give me, they're going down there.
Baby Bros.
Ooh, the Baby Bros. Let's see. So, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi? Both. Let's see. We got 2 for 1 right there. Well, in Partners in Time, I totally get why they're there. It's a big part of the game. I never really was bothered by, the extra controls or the battle mechanics or everything. But then you've got games where it kind of feels like they're just there to fill up a roster, and then definitely not as worthless as the other variants of, Mario and Peach, though, like Tanuki Mario, Cat Mario. They've definitely got a role. I'm gonna go number 7 for that one.
Whoa, you don't want no one in number 10.
Nope, I would just feel awful.
Raphael.
The Raven?
Yeah.
You know what? Number 10. Somebody's got to do it.
Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant. That is also a great enemy. Another classic. We're kind of running out of space, though, if we're only doing 2 for each. So I'm going to have to go with number 2 for that one.
How many do we have?
Well, let's see. We've got one spot next to number 1, right next to Yoshi, and then we've got 8, 9, and 10. And I don't want to put anyone else down there.
Let's see. Shy Guy.
Shy Guy. You know what? I think I'm going to have to put him at number 1. He can join Yoshi. He's just a shy guy. What more is there?
The second round just ended.
Oh, thank God! No one else has to go at number 10. I was worried about that.
He's gonna send a photo of the rank he just made. You can see it on screen in the editing. Now let's go to the last round. This one is gonna be more difficult.
Oh, fun!
As we know, Mario has had only three partners, if we count the romantically. But he also had partners, not romantically, but they had kissed more than once. So, we're gonna rank every single girlfriend that Mario has had, partners and non-partners, in 10 list. Are we
Beautiful.
ready?
Getting it set up now, just writing down the numbers. Pardon me. Let's see. We are good to go.
The princess, that's the main one, Princess Peach.
Princess Peach. Quite a long history between those two. 35 years, I believe, at this point. Let's see. Although I do, like I said, I do think there are a couple of better choices. So I'm gonna go number 3.
Rosalina.
Rosalina. Ooh, I'm trying to...
Reference to SMS.
Let's see. Yes, that's the image that I had in my head too. I know those two were put together, and then they became other characters after the lawsuit, the copyright thing.
Yeah, puppets.
Yep. So I'm gonna go number 1 or number 2 because I imagine that Pauline's gonna be up there. So I'm gonna do number 1.
I don't know if I can say this one, but let's say it. Do you know every single character from the female ones from the RPGs?
I do not, unfortunately.
Beardo.
Some of them I might actually, if it's like one-time things.
Beardo.
What was that?
Beardo, Yoshi's wife.
Yes.
Let's not forget that they kissed once in the RPGs.
Yep. You know, gotta kind of save that relationship for Yoshi, I feel like, though. The connection there. So I'm gonna go 10.
Daisy, of course.
Daisy. I would put her around Peach, but not necessarily right above her. So I'm gonna go... You know, I think I'll go 5, actually, for that one. I think there's a good in-between for those two.
What else Mario has been with?
Don't forget Pauline.
Oh yeah, Pauline! Where are you gonna put
I'm gonna do number 2 immediately.
Oh, who's gonna be number 1?
Let's see. We already got Rosalina at number 1, I've decided.
Vivian.
Oh yes, Vivian. I feel like you were saying earlier, I think number 4 would be a good spot between Peach and Daisy. I would love to see that.
Woohoo!
We've also got, I think, there's a couple other characters that have like kissed Mario at one point in the RPGs. I know Paper Mario, the original one. I think Goombario's sister, Goombaria, gave him a kiss when he returned her dolly to her. Though that would be a weird one. I would not want to do that one. And then Goombella, I think, has done it in Thousand Year Door.
Oh, she has done it many times.
Yeah, I haven't played through the whole game yet, but I know it happens quite a few.
So where are you gonna put Goombella? Even if it's
Goombella. You know what? There's been weirder. I just put Birdo at number 10, so I'm gonna do Goombella at number 6.
Miss Mouse. You know the.
Ooh,
I don't know. You know that character?
Yes, I played through everything in the original Paper Mario. So I know all of the partners there. I know all the interactions. I think I'm gonna go number 8 for that one.
She is the only character that I've seen that has flirted with Mario. I'm not
Yep,
sure.
it was definitely a weird thing to see when I was playing through the game, but you know what? There's weird moments throughout the game, so
This is gonna be out of nowhere, but this has happened in the Mario RPG game. Guess who? Bowser.
oh yeah. Um, I forgot, but yeah, I definitely know that happens at one point. Oh man, it would be weird to put that above Birdo, but I'm trying to fill up each slot, so we're gonna do number 9.
It sounds weird. We just put Bowser.
Yeah, better than
Canon.
Birdo though. Apparently, what was that?
It's canon now, everyone. Bowser and Mario.
Yep.
They're together.
Now you know.
Let's continue. Which other character has kissed Mario? How many spots do we have left?
We just got one, number 7.
Only one.
So give me a really good one.
Which other? I forgot. There's like many who have kissed Mario. The ghost one.
Oh, Lady Bo. She just she took over my account pretty recently. That was interesting. And I do kind of want to put her higher than number 7, but do I have to, or can I double her up with someone else?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, beautiful. I think I'm gonna do number 2 for that one.
Oh man. Oh man, there's a lot. Which one? Number 6. Madame Fleury.
Ooh, oh yes. You know, like I said, unfortunately, I have not played through the entirety of Thousand Year Door. Though she's definitely an interesting character in more ways than one. Design, personality. I think between Goombella and Miss Mouse would be a good pick. So we're gonna do number 7. Everybody's got their own little position. We're good to go.
Which other character has kissed Mario before?
We're thinking pretty heavily on the RPGs here, I would say, but I can't really think of anywhere else.
Yeah, because in the canon there wasn't that many, because in the main line it's just killing. Jumping. Yeah. So, Oh man, this is gonna be difficult. The Toad from the anime. The Toad from the OG anime Mario movie.
Never seen it, never heard of it. We're gonna go number 1.
What? Why? Let me give you the context of this scene, okay?
I would love to hear it.
So one part of the film this was before the live action movie. This was like in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a bunch of films during that time.
So this anime Mario film is like the games, but different because it's not like wow. Peach doesn't end up with Mario. She ends up with Mario's dog. That's weird, but
fascinating. That is interesting.
So one scene of the movie, I don't know. I have like bad memory. So it's either Mario saves the Toad or not, but the Toad gives him a little kiss. So we count that as a canon one.
We do. We count that.
So where are you gonna put the anime Toad?
Let's see, man. Now that you mentioned that, well, I didn't have too much context behind, the character, what's going on between the two. So I would probably. I'm gonna do right next to Bowser, number 9. They're equivalent to each other.
Let's see, what other character? Well, I know some friends, so I'm gonna add this character in. People ship them a lot, and I wanna like be good. I wanna add him because people ship them a lot. So what was his name again? Let me remember. This is just because one of my friends is a fan of the ship. Okay.
I see.
His name is Gino.
Oh yes, Gino. Yep. Cannot forget that character. A lot of people love him. Hated the fact that he was cut from the Superstar Saga remake. Let's see. Ah man, I'm looking at my list right now, trying to find the perfect spot. We're gonna go We're gonna go number 8 for that one.
Why do you think? Okay, you know how many people ship Mario and Gino, right? You know.
Probably a few more. Probably a few more than I'm aware of.
So what do you want to tell the Mario X Gino fans? Why number 8?
Well, I just say we've all got a right to our views, our opinions on all these ships, and I hope you'll respect mine. I'll do it for yours.
Yeah, but
I will say it's a great character with a lot of depth to him, a lot of curiosity behind him, so I can understand.
but he doesn't work with Mario.
That's correct.
Okay, people. Which one? We only have 6 left, right?
Actually, I put a Goombella at number 6, so we've used up all of them actually.
Okay, now we're gonna say the names of each number, and we're gonna explain. Well, you're gonna explain why. Number 1. Who do you put?
We got a Rosalina for that one, and I stand by that. There's a couple of I could probably switch her with 1 or 2 and number 2, but we're gonna put her right there.
Why is she number 1? Why do you think she will be a great partner with Mario?
Well, aside from the whole SML thing, the reference that you brought up earlier, like I said, I love the depth to her character. She's a good mother figure because she looks after the Lumas and everything. And yeah, I just enjoy seeing her wherever she appears.
Number 2.
Number 2, we've got Pauline, and I feel like that one's pretty clear. They've got a history together already. And then Lady Bo, and I say Lady Bo because I love her as a Paper Mario partner. She's my favorite one in the whole series. I love the dynamic between her and Mario. I love her sassy attitude. So yeah.
What do you think? How do I explain it? What do you think they might work together as a partner, Mario and Lady Bo?
Well, they could be partners in more ways than one, I guess, because she's a partner in the game and she could be Mario's partner. I love, let's see, I think her abilities are so unique, too, that she's able to conceal herself, she can conceal Mario. I could see that, working to their benefit pretty often. Number 3, we put Peach. And the reason I put her there is because clearly they've got a good, long-running relationship together, but it's a little cliche for me at this point.
Number 4.
Don't want to be predictable. Number 4, I put Vivian, and they've got a good bunch of scenes together in the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door game, so this one probably doesn't need that much explaining either.
Number 5.
Number 5, I put Daisy, because as I mentioned earlier, she's probably 1 tier below Peach in my view. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, though. They've got their history together from the Super Mario Land game going onward, so yeah.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Goombella. They've got, good chemistry together. She is also a good Paper Mario partner, so I can see that working too.
Number 7.
Number 7, I put Madame Flurry, because as I mentioned earlier, I unfortunately don't know that much about her character or her appearances, but, let's see. Yeah, she seems like she has a very flamboyant character to her, and I feel like that could work in some ways with Mario.
Number 8.
Number 8, I put Ms. Meows, because I feel like her and Mario don't have that many connections together. I know they have that one brief meeting in the castle, or the fortress. I'm trying to remember. I think it's the Koopa Bros fortress. And then I also put Gino in that row, just because I wanted to put him somewhere. Didn't want to put him at number 10 because of,
Number 9.
Number 9, we got Bowser and Toad, meaning the anime Toad, so that's a pretty interesting pair-up.
Okay, so Anime Toad, we know you didn't watch the anime film, so it makes sense.
Tragically, I did not. Yep.
So why Bowser isn't number 9?
Because I wanted him to be better than number 10. That's my reasoning.
Why do you think Bowser... Okay, this question is gonna sound so out of... Why do you think Bowser and Mario could work together? You put him at number 9, right?
Yep, I mean, it could be a love-hate dynamic between the two. They're traditional enemies, but they've also come together for some card games, some parties, so... You know what? Maybe it'll work.
Now, the number of the million. Number 10.
Alright, number 10. For this one, as you know, I had to put Birdo, just because I want to reserve her and Yoshi, so I just don't see the dynamic working in general.
So yeah! You send a photo of your ranking now, and
Yep, I'll do all three.
I'm gonna show it on screen right now. The last ranking. Any of my friends who ship this ship, well, congratulations. The depths of the Mario Wiki did his ranking, and this is what he thinks. So don't cancel him, please. Don't.
Now you know.
All my friends who ship Mario and Gino, I'm sorry. It's so long. He was. I'm sorry. Okay. I try my best to make him put him on number 1, but I couldn't. But hey, at least we tried.
Yeah, we did. He made the list somewhere, so gotta be happy for that, you know.
So now that he's taking the photos, this video, like I said earlier, is sponsored by no one because I'm broke. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything we did with the whole ranking. This video, this video has to be like 1 hour long now.
Yeah, I think so. We did pretty good time.
We had a incredible time. Please follow him on his Twitter account and also YouTube because he has a YouTube channel. In Twitter, you can find him as the depths of the Super Mario Wiki or Mario Wiki depths. On YouTube, you can find him as, what was your YouTube channel again?
Just the Green Star Collector. I go by that handle on here as well.
The Green Star Collector. If you also want to add him on Discord, do you want me to share your Discord too?
Yeah, that's totally fine. You can just keep it anonymous for now.
Oh, we're gonna keep it anonymous.
Yeah, we're gonna have some secrecy here.
Okay, everyone, you cannot add him on Discord, okay?
Yep, you can probably figure it out though. To be honest with you, now that I think about it, it's not that much of a puzzle.
His Discord is Mario Fan 123. Mario Fan 123. I'm joking. That's not his Discord. His Discord is not Mario Fan 123. That's me. So we did the interview, and tell me, how will you rate this interview out of 1 of 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, let's see. I'm gonna go with number 2. Wait, gotta do it the other way. Did you mean 1 being the best or 10 being the best?
10 being the best. What do you?
10 being the best. Okay, I just did 3 10-tier rankings, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm gonna go with a 9 on that one. Probably, pets around the house probably made some noises earlier on, so I apologize for that. Hopefully people can just look past that. Because, yeah, hopefully people were able to learn quite a bit about me, because I haven't exactly, concealed information about myself, but I haven't really advertised my personal life that much, I've tried to keep the account about, the Super Mario Wiki, the Mario community as a whole, so, yeah, I hope this was pretty interesting to some people.
So yeah, hopefully you like this video. Hopefully this video gets the support enough to make a sequel. It won't be my first time doing a sequel of an interview. Usually I only do like 1 part, but if this interview does well, who knows, we might do a sequel and talk about more rankings and secrets on Nintendo.
More ship rankings.
What?
More ship rankings, I can imagine.
More ship rankings and normal rankings and even talking about games that we don't like about Mario. So hopefully this video gets support enough, and hopefully you all have a great day. May God bless you all. And anything you want to say before we leave?
I think we've said pretty much all there is. Anyone out there who's watching this, who's followed me or decided to follow me after this, I want to thank you all for your support. I really couldn't do the channel without you, and it's just good to interact with all of you. Thank you so much.
Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. That is gonna be very long. I want to make a quick spoiler of what the next video is gonna be about. So the next video will be about a ship that I like from the Sonic franchise, and that's all that I'm gonna say. I did a whole interview, and my last interview about talking about that ship is like 1 hour and 15 minutes long. But anyways, hope you all like this interview, and I see you in the next video. Please go support the depths of the Mario Wiki, or the Green Star Collector. Please support him, give him some love and care. He does a wonderful job. And I see you, like I said again, man, I'm so nervous. I see you the next time. God bless you. Bye!